Is there any momentum going into this coming schedule here? It's a gauntlet schedule the rest of the year with Ohio State in a couple weeks and then Wisconsin coming up.
The momentum is this, is that you're coming off 3 straight wins after that embarrassing Penn State loss, and you have a quarterback that I think everyone on that team thinks is not maybe not thinking, hey, he's the best guy in the country, he's the best guy in the league. He's at least the best guy on this team that gives him a chance to win, and I do think there's a little bit of a psychology there. If all the players think, hey, this is the best guy, this is our guy, this is the guy we want to play with them. And I think there's a little bit of, I've talked about this on previous Michigan football reports where there's some rumors around just a lot of discontent. People didn't think they were playing the right guys. They've got the right guy in. Finally, I don't know what the hell they were waiting for, honestly. I literally don't. We saw what John O'Korn did for 4 straight weeks.
Right.
He was a disaster. He was the worst quarterback in the history of the Michigan football program, at least in my lifetime. They've got the right guy. I think they go into Wisconsin, who will be probably number 6 in the country next week, maybe number 5. I think they win next week. I think they get the win. I think they win on the road in Camp Randall, and they eliminate any chance the Big Ten has to get in the college football playoff. So I've got to win in Wisconsin. If they do that on the road, it will be the biggest road win of the Harbaugh era by far in 3 years. If they do that, they go into the Ohio State game on a 4-game winning streak with a quarterback who is 4-0. I mean, there's 3-0 as starter, but he really won that Rutgers game for him. And Brandon Peters that you really trust going to the Ohio State game with every reason to take that one home, to finish out the year strong with 5 straight wins and go into a big-time bowl game. So I think they got a big chance next week, and I like what I see. There's no reason they shouldn't have every opportunity to win that game next week and against Ohio State. So we'll see.
Ohio State looked pretty darn good today against Michigan State. So with that, folks, what will be Michigan's record in the next 2 games? Give us a heart for 2-0. They beat Wisconsin and Ohio State. 1-1, give us a laughing face. And 0-2, give us an angry face. James, it seems as though you're opening your crystal ball here, and you're saying 2-0.
I'm going half heart, half laughing face.
Oh, you can't do that.
I'm going in the middle, right in the middle. Because I'll say this. It pains me. I'm going to take like this jerky and just shove it in my mouth to shut me up right now because Michigan, they just can't beat Ohio State. There's no way it's going to happen. I'm very sorry to say this. I watched the game today. I've watched every Ohio State game this year, save maybe the first half versus Iowa last week, and they're just fundamentally a better team than Ohio State. And I hate to say this as well. They've got a better coach than Michigan. They've got the second best coach in college football history in Urban Meyer. Ohio State will win that game. I don't think there's any chance that they don't. I don't think it'll be a blowout by any means, but I think it'll be a 24-17 Ohio State win. But I think Michigan gets the win against Wisconsin next week. Returning only 6 starters, Cam. If you go 9-3 with a road win in the last 2 games against Wisconsin team that's a top 6 team, I think you actually have a lot of momentum going into next season. So I would take that any day of the week. Now, if they go 0-2, it just leads to an offseason full of questions you don't want to answer if you're Jim Harbaugh. So they've got to win this one against Wisconsin because I don't think they're going to beat Ohio State.
Well, let me ask you this, James, and we have a weigh-in for the folks at home. What team is Michigan more likely to beat, Ohio State or Wisconsin? If you are going to actually try and beat an Ohio State, you got to replicate the formula that Iowa had.
Yep.
Does Michigan have the personnel to do that?
I don't know if they have. I mean, Iowa scored 55 points, I believe. I'm getting the number right. Over 50 points on Ohio State, right? I can't remember a team in my lifetime, Cam. I'm going back into the 80s. That a team that scored that many points in Ohio State. Even Clemson blew them out last year. Can only get 31 points. And this is Urban Meyer. So do they have the formula to score 55 points? Not a chance in hell. There's no way possible. But what they do have a chance is to rattle JT Barrett. We saw them do it for over 3 quarters last year. Barrett came live in the 4th quarter. So what they have to do is a chance to shut down an Ohio State offense that has been wildly inconsistent. 1 week you get JT Barrett. He looks like he's about to win the Heisman. The next week he's throwing 4 interceptions, losing by 30 points. And then today he beats a number 12 Michigan State team. They could have scored 75 if they put it on the gas the entire game. So you don't know what JT Barrett you're going to get. Michigan has the opportunity with that defensive line to rattle Barrett, make it bad Barrett. If they do, they can beat Ohio State. But I don't think it's going to happen.
All right, as we come back on screen, Cam Rogers alongside the Michigan football insider, James Yoder, as we recap a Michigan football victory for you all. We are presented by Man Crates. These are boxes full of testosterone. James just opened a beef jerky crate, and these are great products.
This is my dinner. I'll tell you what, I'm ripping this thing open for the show. I'm eating the entire thing. I don't have to eat for 12 hours because I have Man Crates in a box. It's jerky. This is testosterone. I'll tell you what, You eat this, you are just basically getting any lady you want because they feel the testosterone coming off you.
And my dad's birthday is coming up, so I'm heading onto this website, mancrates.com, and purchasing one for my pops. So
without question. Mr. Rogers,
Mr. Rogers.
appreciate it, yeah. It's going to be a great gift.
So many thanks to Man.